Alright, I think we're live, everybody. Welcome to the day 19 of Bink or Bust Poker Challenge. Current bankroll is sitting at 3,600, so we've increased it from 25 to 36 over the last 19 days. Mind you, we were sick for about 7 of those days and did not play, but we're still on track to get to 4,000 in the first month, and that keeps us on track for our goals. So despite a little bit of a setback, things are going pretty well so far. I am still sick. I apologize again for the coughing. I'm going to try to avoid doing that much, especially not, directly into the microphone. But anyways, okay, we're gonna go ahead and bet here half pot. We do a lot of checking on that board. Our hand does like to bet. I am going to go ahead and double barrel because we have so much equity. It's just stacked on, so we're just betting with hand. The only other option here would be to check shove, but glad we did not. Good lord. Okay, king queen will be a raise. And we'll put poker craft here as well. Get that. Okay, we'll just try 5x. Basically, when you get a fish who's ISOing a whole bunch, open limping a bunch, we just want to ISO and keep ISOing until we hit a size where he won't call it anymore. So we're really hoping he has like king jack here, or king 10, obviously at this point. So he did tank here, so it's definitely possible he has a king. No. Usually when you get that time delay, it's because they like the card they see, and they're making, basically just deciding what they want to do with it. So we do have two tables of NL50 up. There's nothing else running, unfortunately, right now on a Saturday morning, which seems crazy. But yeah, that's all we got. So hopefully that'll populate up a little bit more sooner than later. But for now, pretty good promo yesterday, 150 on the leaderboard. Yesterday was a pretty good day. Ended not great. We weren't running great towards the end of the day. Just kind of card dead. Lost a whole bunch of 3-bet pots here, as you can see. But we played 2,400 hands. We ended up $332. And at one point we were at 470. And then we kind of jumped straight down from there. But yeah, that was a good day. So hopefully we'll have another one of those today. And we try to get some hands in. So the ace queen, we obviously raised that up. We keep checking the tables here and see if anything pops up to sit on. Okay. Just continuation bet here as standard, pretty dry board. Much else to do. Calls. We're gonna obviously value bet again here. We're gonna size up. Basically, they'll let us know we're gonna go bet river, and the shots will just fold. The reason is there's no bluffs, just value, and their value doesn't include ace jack. So if we don't think they value bet the best hand that we beat, we obviously fold. Okay, we flop 2 pair here. That's a good start. We're going to begin with a value bet. relatively wet board. It's lots of gut shots and stuff that they can call with, so we'll relatively size up for value. Bounty, hunt all. Mine's on register, fine. Why not? No other tables running, so we might as well. Good board. Ten-6, we just fold. Good flop. The return top pair, we're going to value bet it after the flop checks around. And we now have our. Oh no. We're doing this again here where the stream's not running. Oh, there we go. Here. Just mine wasn't uploaded. We'll check here when the 8 falls. Okay, 4. We see that floppy calls. But again with the 4s. We are going to fold here to a full pot bet. We'll just check down now. That might be a little hopeful betting the turn there. But we're kind of more bluffing against him having, against his equity. Queen 9 down here. Fold it on 3. Trying to figure out a way to turn up my microphone volume, but it actually, so far it's showing that it's all the way. Raise the Queen 7 suited. So I'm not really sure how to get that up any higher. It's not like it's a bad microphone or anything. So, don't really know. Okay, raise the 6-5. Bump up the King 9 suited. Okay, calls. We're going to check this board. We are going to call with the King. And we'll just show down river. 4, that's fine. He's sitting in another heads up table, so let's do a bit of heads up battling, shall we? Gonna regret having this table open now. Okay. Here we go, in index. We're going to 9. The 5-3 off's just a fold. Okay, we take that down. Fold jack 3. 10-7 suited. Oh, misclick. Okay, raise over here. Okay, well, he just needs us to click back, so obviously we call there. It's a good board for us. Good call. Good turn. In position. I think we're going to raise anyways. I think if we had a bigger heart, you could call sometimes, but I think, I gotta look that up because I always say that. 2 cards is fine when it gets that small. And then for suited, we call. Okay. Flop second pair. We're gonna call here. We got shot. Then he checks to us, so we most likely just have the best hand here. We're gonna have a lot over cards when he checks that turn. I don't think we need a value bet. I think we'll just check there. Okay, take that. Here we're gonna go for the check raise. Or diamond, backdoor straight draws. And here we're gonna check one pair. Just full 4x to start. We'll just fold for that. We'll fold over here to Matador. Okay, King 3 open. And value bet a bit bigger here with top pair, top kicker. We don't expect them to have 9 plus. 9s plus without a 3-bet free. 10-8 we raise. King 9 suited, we're going to go ahead and 3-bet. X7 suited fold. 4 bets, we just fold. Raise to King 10. Fold the 9 2. Yeah, we raise the 4s. Checks to us. We'll stab here. In the hyper. Ace high, we raise. 6-3. Okay, flip top pair and a backdoor flush draw. We're going to just check behind here. Get the showdown for the most part. And I think we'll just put in a thin value bet. Queen would have bet by now, and a 10 I think would have bet by now. Take it down. I'm just going to ship the 15 bigs with ace 8. Okay, we'll raise the jack 9, fold the 8-4. I think actually 8-4 might be a raise. Okay, we call back queen jack, and we make trips. We're just dodging a 9 ball. 4x open, we just fold. 4. Right, we double up. 7 deuce is just a fold. Okay, get a gut shotter here. Go half pot. Take it down. Ace 10, we raise. See if he's sitting at another heads up table. No. Fold the queen 6. Just 4x open, it's crazy. This makes us playing out of position super easy though. 3 bets, we will fold it. And the Matador here, Donk leads into us. Pot, there's no part right there, so we're just gonna let it go. 8-2 top is forward. Alright, jacks before bets this time. We will be 5 betting. Fold the 8-6 suited. Guess we just fold to 5x ISO. Not sure. 50 tables up and running. Okay, raise the king 9. Raise the pocket 9s. And before X, we just fold the 6-7. This guy's just 4xing everything. Seems kind of crazy. We'll 5-3. Let's throw out a 4 bet here with the 8-6 suited. Okay, it's a pretty good flop. Go half pot. Okay, turn an open ender. Go half pot again. Alright. You know, I had a feeling we were going to walk it into that straight. So call fold on the ace high board. Okay, raise the ace king. I think we'll call 1 with the 9s. Okay, king 7 suited to the 4x. Again, we'll just fold that. Raise the king deuce. Raise the king 5. And we're going to bet here, top pair. So we'll c-bet here, and we're going to check back here. It's not a great card. Ace is probably like the worst card to pop off. Just check to us quickly. I think I'll check. Probably value bet there though, but we'll just check back. The jack deuce we fold, and the 6 we'll just check that back as well. Okay, king 9 off. We'll just fold to the 4x. And we'll bump up the jack 7. Hasn't done much 3 betting, so we're going to be playing pretty cautiously on that front. Not sure how to exactly adapt to a 4x open. I guess my initial thoughts are we just play tighter. We will fold to that 3 bet. We will raise the 9 deuce suited. 7 deuce, we just have to fold. 8-5's also just a fold. Raise the queen 9. Raise the ace 7 offsuit. Okay, we're going to 3-bet the ace 9 suited. And we're going to 3-bet the ace jack. Pocket queens, we're going to try to get it in. Okay, calls. And I think we just rip for his stack size. And on this board, we want to go about half pot. He calls. He doesn't seem like the type to bet, so we're just going to bet for him. We've seen him check down like second pair with a really good kicker in spots where he should obviously just be ripping it. Okay, we hold here, right? Yep, settle up. Hey, we get a bounty. That's cool. If you guys are just joining the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Feel free to chat, ask any questions, see how the bankroll challenge is going. Overall, seems to be going pretty good. King 8 suited, I think the after tournament should be a shove. The Queen Jack offsuit, one of the few hands I think we do more calling with. Fold the 8-3. And we'll just check full flop. And we'll raise the 5 for suited. Oh, we're back to 4x. I mean, if whoever you're playing against is just 4x, it kind of makes it pretty easy to play. Like, the reality is you just have to defend way less when they're going that big. You don't have to do much. Yeah, we do fold jack suited to the shove, even from Bink, who has pretty much 82 cards. This is a board we're not getting crazy with. 5s we'll defend through that with. Just full half pot. Probably just let this one go when it goes that big on the turn. We just shove it suited in the bounty. Okay. King queen off is a 3-bet though. Calls again. Oh, how the kings and calls. I'm just gonna go small on this board. He seems to be playing relatively straightforward, so I think we can probably play pretty hit or miss, you know, bluff small against him. Alright, ace king. He 3-bets. We're either gonna rip it or 4-bet. I think we'll just rip it. And we'll shove the ace 7 suited. Oh, so gross. All that work down the drain. All that work down the drain. And he's probably gonna leave now too. Alright, put a 4 up. Let's chop this thing. Okay. Alright, pocket 10s. 4 ball. It's a little bit tilting, and just kind of that's how it goes. Even if you're dominating somebody completely and totally, you just run ace king into aces, there's not much you can do. Okay, queen 3 suited, we can 3-bet some portion of the time. Yeah, we just let the 6s go. I fully expect to see him lead within the next 5 hands. There it goes. Uh-huh. And he's going to check raise here, and then he's just going to sit out, and he's going to leave. What a loser. Okay, raise the ace 8 suited. That's one. Well, it didn't really matter what we did. The money was going in there, whether we shipped it or 4-bet the call. Just the shipping is fine. PTO does it some portion of the time with ace king offsuit. Just annoying when you run into aces, obviously. Okay, we're gonna bet the king again. Snap calls it. Just gonna have this check. Good lord. Okay. Well, it was a well played hand. 5-3 offsuit. Either way, big. What were we at? 60, 57, so we're at 40, 56. Yeah, whatever. We lost half a stack pretty much. We were up almost 100 buy-ins on them. Big blinds there. Now we wait. I'm gonna slip off cam for a minute while I cough my eye. Alright, king 5, we'll just check. 3 suited. You can see a flop sometimes here. Flop a gut shot. Let's fold the king 5. Let's see what else we got going on. Pretty much nothing really. So against Matador, we obviously want to be value betting 2 streets with decent second pairs, all top pairs. All top pairs for 3 streets. Second pairs for minimum 2 streets. Okay. We're obviously going to squeeze here with the aces. We're doing that with a massive range. We don't want to be worried about jack over here. Everybody else we expect to fold 100%. Or sometimes you expect to see like Tito, maybe slow playing kings. I think we have to check here. I think when we flop top pair, or top set in this particular scenario, there's not much else to do. So we'll go into the tag for a minute, and then we'll call. And in the top right here with kings, we're just going to be looking to get it in. Beautiful turn card. Don't do it. Alright, well, we'll just rip now. And we're going to go big here in the top right. I expect if they have anything, like a 10, they're not going to be folding. Probably going to lose like 10-4. Jack, okay, great spot. It's got to hold up here against runners. Okay. Rather that than a heart. Wow, can't believe we put that money in. Okay, so we double up in the top right. We win 76 or so bigs in the bottom left. Good. Lord. I wonder if there's any other way to play that. I don't really think so. You could argue maybe donk leading turn. Because once I call, my hand looks really, really, really strong. So I think donk leading turn is actually probably good. Just small. Just to like increase the pot size a little bit. to make your shove on the river even better. Obviously, we only have basically half pot shove on the river, so it's mostly fine anyways. And this guy just doesn't 3-bet enough, so we're not going to bother doing anything but folding when he does 3-bet. His range is just really strong, so we'll just get out of the way of it. That's pretty much our entire range. There's no value in calling. Like, even if we call 10s there, we're just set mining 10s, right? Essentially. Because of how strong his range is. With a 3 or 4%, 3-bet over 213 hands, you 3-bet 5% of the time. Which is basically like, what, queens plus ace king, basically. Alright, so that's a good bounce back after running into aces there. So. Wow, a lot of 5-cent, 10-cent games running. Please call my family. He won the bad big jackpot last night. $60,000. Congratulations to him. Okay, ace jack suited. We'll be raising that up. Like, even when I'm right here talking to the microphone, I guess it does go up a little bit. Not that much. We're obviously 3-betting ace jack suited. Folding the 4-3. Appreciate all you guys following along. I think this will be, as it heats up and we get deeper into the challenge, I think it'll get more and more exciting for people to see. So hopefully we grow. It seems we lost a little bit of momentum there, being off streaming for a few days and sick and not really playing too much. But expect to get that back relatively quickly, hopefully. Already getting a couple haters. There's this lunatic called Taco Jesus. He plays in the Ontario pool, and I think he was just hating on our last comment, but it's understandable. I think the night before I took about 400 bucks off of him, so you can understand his frustration a little bit. So I think betting flop is probably pretty good. I think we probably have the best hand here, at least some portion of the time. I don't really think betting's necessary, so I am going to check. I was going to shove some rivers, but Tito's actually pretty deep. Alright. I was going to say 5's not a great card to bluff on, because there's a small chance they have 5s. So, and we couldn't really bet turn because we didn't bet flop, and our flush draws would have bet flop. So I think with the ace of spades, given they're both fish, we probably could have bet flop small. It's crazy the things fish do though, like cold calling 8 bigs. Just nuts. Okay, fold queen 4. And 5-3 suited. We're gonna have to start doing something here. Hold 7-5. Alright, we got a heads up player. That's nice to see. Check. A little disappointed actually about that ace king into aces hands, I won't lie to you. Yeah, we just check down. Okay. Raise up king 7 suited. Definitely gonna want to start doing some late night streams, just to kind of get, because there's nobody really online right now. just in general. So we're going to bet here. Okay, we're going to ship the ace 9. Pretty good hand. We're going to get light calls. People coming after our bounties. We're just playing this for fun. Realistically. The ace 10 offsuit. I think I'll just fold here. Poke that egg. Maybe just fold. Raise queen 6. Okay, flop backdoor clubs. Straight draw, we're just gonna bet. Fold the 9-6. Okay, 10 rolls off, we're still gonna double barrel. Quickly calls. Ronnie River. And then Sporgasm calls again. So we're gonna go 17, and then we're just gonna rip if he doesn't. We're just ripping every flop. No calls. Yeah, he had an ace, that's fine. I just like double barreling a lot, which you'll notice over time. Queen 9, I think we defend. Very close though. It's most like 7. 8, 7 of that. 7 off, 8, 9 off, 10, 8 off. All defend, and pretty much everything else folds or 3 bets. Okay, let's check down the queen here. We'll just continue folding everything in the tournament. Okay, raise the 8-7, fold for a deuce. I guess the poker graph, eh? Everybody likes to see the poker graph, so we should probably bump that up. We'll see, probably break even-ish. Yeah, we're up a buy-in. That's good. We'll take up that buy-in. And we're gonna bet here on the jack. Put it down. Should actually be an overbet. You can almost never do 75 or 60%. And it's check. Okay, king 3 suited, we bump up. Okay, we're gonna value bet here. Top pair, there's no 3-bet pre-flop, so he doesn't have 7s, 10s, kings, ace king, king queen. Make trips on the turn. I think we'll still value bet. He has like a 7 to 10 with a heart. He's gonna call. Okay, thinks a little bit. That's unfortunate. We have to call, but he just has hearts way too often. But I think we've talked about this before, is that river donk is the strongest thing going. But I think trips is too high in your range to fold. You just have to kind of call the donk lead out on the river there. But it's not going to bode well very often. So Kimura leads into us for half pot. Board's wet enough, I'm just going to raise him. Okay, 7 of spades on the turn. Try to get some chips back here with trips. And we're going to continue value betting our set. Okay, ace rolls off. Checks. So we are going to value shove here. Again, generally speaking, if they had the flush, they would have shoved this river. So we want to basically shove for them. Give them a chance to call with 2 pair. Or ace king if they had that. Something along those lines. It's kind of one of the, I don't know if you maybe you just take, I don't know what you'd even call it, but you kind of take GTO out of it, and when you're up against like fish and wrecks and stuff, they, every once in a while you run into one that checks the river with a strong hand, but it's almost never. So like even if they check call, and they still check the river to you, you can just bluff shove extremely often, especially if you go a little bit smaller on the turn. If you go really big or overbet the turn, then sometimes they'll check to you on the river because you've showed so much strength. They're going to assume you will bet the river. But when you take a slightly smaller size on the turn, they're gonna lead out all their like sets, and big two pairs and flushes and all that stuff and straights on the river to avoid missing out on value. Did I lose that last hand? I guess I did. Ace 9. Check. Oh, what? I didn't check the river. It makes sense. Anyway. I did not expect everybody and their sister to call here, so we're just gonna fold nines. It's too likely somebody will have a jack. Okay, we value bet the ace. He calls, and we're gonna value bet the ace again. Unfortunately, we're chopping now, so we are probably just gonna check back river. If he calls, we have a suited hand. We're just gonna stick it in. Put it down. I think we're just going to shove everything. Semi-decent. Oh, that's a good spot. Pick up ace king in the very next hand after shoving. Makes it look like we're spewing a lot more. Okay, we got the gut shot in the top left. We'll go a bit bigger on these types of boards. Half pot, 3/4 pot, that kind of thing. Throws out the check raise, we're just letting go. Nice. Up to almost 10 bigs now. Okay, we'll do a quick dig here. Yeah, we're just right where we were. Raise the king 8. Fold the queen 9 offsuit. Ace 9 offsuit we call. Okay. Raise the king 9. Okay, flop an open ender. We're just ripping any two pretty much from the small blind here. Wow, we have the fold equity to do it. Some calls. I think we're just going to hit that again. And the king 6 will let go. Nice river. Again, if he leads out here, he probably has diamonds. We have a straight. We have to call, but we're going to lose to diamonds. Not this time. That's why you have to call some portion, because like he doesn't have diamonds. He has straight, obviously, so he's betting for value there. If it's 9-3 offsuit. But kind of case in point, he check called with a draw, check called with a draw. Hit his draw on the river, let out full pot. So it's just like fish 101 on the rivers. We'll defend here with the 8-5 suited. Flop top pair. Flop top pair and he checks to us, so we're gonna bet out here. I expect most of his checking and calling range to just be overcards most of the time. We're gonna bet again for value. I don't expect him to have a lot of aces or kings, and if he does, he's like probably check raising almost always on the flop. This guy we're gonna call the check. Exactly why. Does it once. Let's just hit an ace. Okay, it's a good enough start. We'll take that. Okay, I'm just dodging a king or a deuce. 6 outers for the win. Hold 7-5. Okay, we take it down. Hold the 8-6. There's no balance, right, in like recreational players' ranges, so they'll just tell you. They have ace king and they 3-bet you and you call and the flop comes like 3-4-5 and they check, they just have ace king or ace queen, right? Like they don't have like a slow played set of aces very often or anything like that. So he called. We're gonna check this board here. And we're just gonna look at the showdown at this point. We're gonna check the kings out of position. Oh wow, there's 5. These boats are. The boats are up. He checks back. We're gonna value bet the kings now. I expect most aces would have bet flop, and then we're just gonna block that river. Basically looking to get called by the jack here after he calls turn. What are we at here? Looks like we made the final table. 5 places paid. First place is a whopping $10. Plus bounties. Yeah, not much to go there. Oh, well, ISO the 6-5 suited, even against the short stack. Maybe not a great idea, actually. And we'll defend the ace 10. 3-bet it sometimes. 5, 6, 7. Fold the 6 deuce. Okay, we flop an open ender. We're obviously betting here. Even if we're 5 ways, our hand's strong enough that we can put in a bet. Gonna sit out here for a minute and we will be right back. Pretty standard there on that last hand. Okay. Sit on that big blind really quick. Oh yeah, we're gonna turn it. Whatever. We'll just run back and forth, I guess. Get Queen 8. We're gonna fold it. Hopefully the $57 tables open up. Alright, ace queen, we're gonna raise that. Three bet the ace queen, fold queen 6 suited. That board's relatively dry. We'll just see that it. We block queen jacks, which are part of his, a decent portion of his calling range. Goes for a check raise. He is super spastic, this guy. I think we'll just let that go. Okay, ace deuce suited. We will be pumping that up. And I think I'll just shove here. Take down. Okay, flop trips up here. He leads into us, we'll just call. And he leads into us again. Again, we'll just call. And we'll just call river. Perfect. No point raising there. Not going to get any value from stuff with beat. If we had a better kicker with our ace, then you could argue raising. And here, yeah, we're just going to rip the king. Just because without the better kicker, you know, he's only going to call an ace. Or sets. So, pretty much no value in doing anything but there. Okay, I'm just going to dip for 2 seconds. Right. Microphone's not working. Alright, so we're back. Dealt in here. Ooh, this table wasn't playing. See if the $50 table is still dead. Unfortunately. Okay, with 3-betting the jacks. We'll be squeezing the jacks. Fold the 9-deuce suited. Okay. Okay. Started par. Raises. There's a fold. What do we got here? King, queen versus queen. 10. Fold 4 deuce. You have 25-cent table there, but it's kind of just more annoying these days. It's fishy. Nice fishy NL 200 table. Up and running. Might just have to. We're gonna have to get on the waiting list for that table. Bankroll's growing. We're almost at 20, which is where we were taking shots at NL 100. But for now, pocket sixes we check. Queen 7 suited, we'll defend with. Fold the queen 5. Okay, flop top pair. Pretty good spot to be in. If checks back flop, king falls. It's not going to be too many kings, I don't think, in his range. But I think if he bets that big, I actually are going to call. Gotta call at least one, not now with a 9. 9 hits, we're done. Ace jack, wow. Check that, I didn't make any sense at all. Okay. Excuse me for a second. Okay, boom. And that's also hands. It's an aggressive-ish. We are going to call again here. I'll put this side river. Not really sure what to get triple with here. Called out of the small blind and then bet. 6-7's not great because now we lose the 6-7, we lose the 4s and deuces. Yodi has pocket 8s in the top. See how aggro it is. It's pretty passive generally, so I think we can just let that go. Refer to his pre-flop tendencies post-flop. 7-4. Makes sense. Makes enough sense. He might have got paid if he went a bit smaller, and he might have got paid if he went a bit bigger, and he might have got paid if the 6 didn't come off. But again, called out of the small blind, super passive, so I guess we just fold the queen 8, not really sure. Wow, everybody's so short stacked. We're 3rd of 7 with 8 bigs, that's hilarious. And we'll defend here, king jack. It's a good flop for us. The 10-7 suited is just going to be pretty much check folded. Okay, he checks. We're just going to bet. We know when he has a big value hand, he starts leading out with 2 pairs and stuff, so we'll just keep betting here for value. Assuming he doesn't have at least 2 pair, doesn't have a flush. Most likely holding is just going to be like a bare diamond, I would think, most of the time. Or a bare spade, I guess I should say. He thinks and thinks and then checks. I don't think there's enough value to be had here by betting again. Oh. It's interesting. So we bombed it with 2 pair, but checked his flushes. 2 pairs are a little more hidden, so maybe he's leading those versus the flushes, which need 0 protection. Do we raise this? Yeah, we ISO raised, so we're just gonna have to see that here. Okay. 4 deuce suited. We're gonna get out of the way. Alright, so we see that we get 2 callers. We're just done with the hand, unfortunately. Despite how psycho crazy these guys are. Call 1 just because you went pretty small. We do have quite a bit of equity still. King 10. But yeah, you obviously have an ace. There's no way around it. Or better. So unfortunately, have to fold. Alright, ace 8 suited, we're all in. We turn a flush draw, we're gonna call again here. Oh, we just run into the pieces. Alright, put up an 8. And we will call with the 8 of hearts on the river. Good all the way. 8 ball? Nope. GG's. There we go. 6 bigs. GG's. Alright, full jack 4. Need to raise ace 6. And we're going to see bet this board. Alright, we got life. We got some life if we hold here. Hey, we win. Jack, ball, footprint. Nice. Back up at 3 bigs. We're alive again. And we ice some 5s. And the jack 3 suited we fold. Still nobody sitting this. I don't want 100 table. Playing heads up's not like beneficial unless it's against a whale. Even somebody like Taco Jesus isn't worth playing heads up. He just knows what he's doing enough. But it's just not worth it. The rake is just too high. So unless you're like table starting, you know what I mean, and there's a bunch of people, then it can be worth it. It's fine. You're not playing heads up long enough for it to really matter. When there's no action, just playing heads up. That's really like cool here. He's obviously a whale. He's playing 1 table, so he's obviously worth playing heads up because the amount you're going to win off of him is theoretically his entire stack, and it's worth it. You know what I mean? For the rate, over 100 hands, you expect to win his stack. So. All right, folks. Better mark this so we know for the stream. We have a. It's not one color. Let's go purple and brown. Looks like it. Let's go purple and red. All right, so we have an NL 200 table up and running. Could I dent the bankroll or pad it a little bit? We'll have to find out, but it's a really good table, so we're willing to take a shot. So Libra's a whale, this guy's a whale, Incognito's a whale, Ushwadika is just like a super nitty whale, and this PSGO, I have no idea. But he's 3-bet's pretty low, so he's going to be easy enough to play against with such a small 3-bet. So it's worth it sitting with the rest of the fish. Is basically what we're getting at. So this guy fold using non-higher, call king kick off, and the conditions are open, call bet shots all the way down, call 7-5 off, and cut off is under the gun open. 4x open, ace queen off, and button, call big blind 3-bet. We're going to check call the ace jack. And we'll just 3-bet queen 7 suited. 5-bet shove on button with ace king offers, cut off 4-bet. Okay. So he's just calling a hit, basically. And chase. Hit, call, chase. Check call the ace jack. Probably call again on the deuce. He checks. And we value bet the ace. Fold. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize I had so little chips. Wasn't paying enough attention. Hey, we got into the money now, I guess. That's cool. King 8. Nice. We 3-bet. Flop checks around. He checks the turn to us. So we're going to check. And if they check again, we're just going to shove the river. Obviously, call the 7s. Okay, the 9s we raise. The 8-5 off, so we have a reason not to. We'll be opening a whole bunch in our small blind against this guy. and against both players. Are we holding here? What are we dodging, a 4 or a 5? Nice. Alright, we double up. To what then? Oh, we did it. No. Back up to 4 bigs, team. Back up to 4 bigs. For a whopping $11 first place prize. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats. Okay, dirt sits. I'll be looking to sit at that table here soon. Fold king deuce. The queen's 6 suited. We'll just probably check to him. Let the pot, all that. Actually, should have iced it pre-flop probably. But I was heavily invested in our pocket 5 thing here. Okay, the jack deuce is going to be a fold. Check. I'm not even going to bother ISOing it. We will lead out here though with the gut shot and the backdoor. The backdoor straight draw and the backdoor flush draw and the overcard. Quite a bit of equity there. And then we're going to go big here when we turn the open ender. A lot of value increase. Try to capitalize on it. And here we get tiny 3-bet. We're just going to call it 6-7 suited. Not much else to do. It's just too small to fold too. Now we're going to check it up on the river. Goes full 3/4. I'm not interested in getting too involved here. Bottom pair versus the 3/4 c-bet. If you went a little smaller, I'd call, but we don't need to defend much against those big continuation bets. Okay, pocket 8s on 3-7-7. So that means we're blocking a lot of the 7-8 calling range. We'll just go small. We'll let the multi-way kind of be the strength of our bet. Okay, we're going to check call the 5. Obviously, there's no 3-bet from Jamsey, so we can assume he doesn't have like 9s, 10s, jacks, queens, kings, aces. Okay, we'll just take it down. It's a good outcome. And we'll call 5. Turn trips, check raise is what we're going to be looking for. Okay. And here at a position, I think we'll just check 1 anyways. He checks. Now we're going to go for some block bets. Try to get to the river. He actually calls the check raise. That's huge. Okay. So he checks back turn and then raises us. I am going to call that. That's interesting river. Check to him and decide. We'll probably shove here. I don't know what he has. Block 6-7. Doubt he raises hearts. Bet. I think we're gonna call here. Doesn't make a lot of sense for him to check back a 10, or to check back a jack at 3s. You know, we blocked 6-7. Hearts did come in. What are you doing? Called, ace jack suited, pre-flop, in position. Check that, top pair, top finger, raised. Okay, well, we'll make note of that for next time, but it doesn't make a lot of sense for him to check back there. But unfortunately, we just gave some chips away to the whaler, which is like pretty much a full buy-in at NL50. It is kind of annoying when you do sit these potentially full 10s. I guess I'll call 1. Oh, I misread my hand. I don't even have a gut shot. That's a terrible call. It is kind of annoying sometimes when you're shooting these 1 tables. It's just like that. You can lose, you know, 3/4 of a buy-in. The 5-3 will raise. But you can also win way more than that too. So, and we have a good chance and a good table to do it with. So just try to make some magic happen with that. Again, we're just looking for big plus EV spots if we are playing these higher stakes. 1 stake up, it's not going to destroy the bankroll if we lose. We are at 3,600. So we're just going to value bet here for ourselves. Fold 9 deuce. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. Like, when you got a guy playing 88% of hand, it's hard to give him too much credit when you block. He checks flop. You block. When like as soon as you check raise his turn, you should probably just move on. It's kind of a general rule of thumb against most players. Is as soon as they start having aggression, they're not balanced with bluffs. So just fold. We are going to call the 8s, and we're going to rip queens here for 3.8 bigs. It's crazy to see Philatus down at 13 bigs. That guy had like 70 not too long ago. And we'll fold the 8 deuce. Okay, we'll just check the 6-5. Well, for a whopping 3 bigs, we're going to have to chase our backdoors. Yep. Running hearts are no good. We need running straight cards. Crazy for him not to shove that free, though. Mind you, this is a $10 rando tournament that we just joined because there was no tables going. So we've got $200 buy-in cash game and a $2 buy-in tournament. Okay, we're going to 3-bet the ace-2 suited against the limp and the min click. Thanks. Okay, full check 10. 8-9 suited, we're going to be raising that up. 10s, we're all in. This guy opened limp aces last time, so hopefully we're not running into it again with him. And that sucks. Just fold the 8-9 suited. 4. So limp, call, oh, fuck off. GG's. Nice. Drop that. Alright, that's a terrible flop for the ace king, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to check it. And check fold the ace king. Not much else to do on that type of board. But so little equity. If we had ace king diamonds, we probably could probably go for a big c-bet there some portion of the time. But without really any equity, we just check fold. Just has too much in his range that he's going to be calling us. It's not worth it. We of course call the top pair. And we of course shove ace 8. And we of course call in with top pair. And we'll probably call river with top pair. Second pair now. Hey, go small enough, we'll just call. Of course we lose. Okay, fold the 9-7. Chance for 2 down, it's not going to hurt our stack. Yeah, we'll call. 2 live cards. Cool. Perfect spot. Okay, we need a 6, a 9, or a 7. We need a 6, a 9, or a 7. 6, 9, not 9. 6, 7, queen. GG's. Oh, this guy won the side pot. Or we chopped the side pot, I guess. No. Okay, we're just gonna fold here. With the diamond here, we'll go bigger on this board with 2 overcards and the backdoor diamonds and backdoor straight draws. Okay, the 10-5. Checked around, so we're just gonna bet. We're going to bet bottom pair after it checked around on the flop. And it was checked to us on the turn. Okay. 10-6 suited. We're just going to probably fold here. And we're going to value bet 5, obviously. Queen 10 will be opening that. We'll be ISOing Libra's limp there. Did we get to see that hand where they shove? Okay, we'll bet on the queen when he's double checked to us. Okay, we raise. We get squeezed by this guy. So he seems a bit casually. Let's see if he's sitting at some other tables. We're either going to squeeze the 9-8 suited or fold. I actually probably like squeezing more than folding there. PS, what's his name? PSG. Not here. Not here. So yeah, he's just kind of wailing about it by the looks of it. Okay, the Jack 9 suited. Let's just check. See if this guy 3-bets again. Not this time. Okay, flop an open ender. And the ace. Good spot the continuation bet. Obviously calling the Jack 9 suited down here. Bet. Checked. Ah, man. Bricked it. Could still have the best hand here. At least some portion of the time. So we'll just try to get the showdown. Yeah, there you go. Good call, good play. Yeah, good play. Alright. Flop a queen here and a limp pot. We'll just bet. Excuse me. Alright, ace 10, we're not folding. And we call. Alright, good shot at a bounty. Nope, not anymore. Made an 8, an ace. That's it. Ay, ay, ay. What did he turn up there? I guess we should have bet river for value, maybe? This guy with his open limps. We just gotta stick it in, obviously, with king. 5. Yeah, we made a pair. It's a good start. That means like ace, king, king, queen, king, jack type hands we're ahead of now, so that's a good thing. Oh, he just has aces again. Alright, we need a king or a 5. A king. Look at that. Would you look at that? This is hilarious. I don't think the best hand's won yet. Okay, we got double both our stacks. We're just going to shove for a chance to get a bounty. If everybody folds, we actually have a really good stack size now. Cover pretty much everybody. Except for Beggar. Badger. Alright, ace 10, jack deuce. Let's just see what this is saying. Yeah, pretty much haven't done much of anything. I haven't had many hands, kind of all over the place. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And then we just obviously lost in this tournament, so that's not going to help. So we got Jesus over here joining the table. We're just getting out of the way. This will affect a little bit. This is pretty aggro. And the 8-4 we just fold. Take that back. Okay, fold 10-6. We're gonna ISO the queen 10, I think. Is there any NL100 tables up and running? Oh, there is. Damn it. Oh, nice. Straight into it. Alright, we can leave this table then. Get sat in here. The 10-7 suited. Maybe we should just ISO that. Hard to say. And we just fold 9-7. Alright, that's huge. Getting a walk there is huge. Alright, and yeah, we're shoving. Flatus wins with Queen 7 versus Ace 10. Another worse hand winning. We're of course shoving the King 7 here. Oh, King Jack. That's no good. Yeah, we're dead to 2 outers. Alright. Alright, Ace King. 3-bet the Ace King suited. We raise 3. He donk leads into us with the flush draw call. Okay, here 3-bet pot. We don't need to go that big. Ace high, we have to call. Bucket guy clicks it back on us. It doesn't even make sense. Absolutely makes 0 sense. No matter what. Oh god, that's annoying. Doesn't really matter what his hand is. That raise makes no sense. Well, worst hand loses again. Alright. So we win $5. Nice. Nice big win there, boy. Fold to 6-3. Yeah, so what the heck does he even have there is the question. We're definitely squeezing here with pocket nines. Fold the ace 3. It's annoying because we just like turn the nuts. Like, what in the world are you checking? Pocket jacks? I guess pocket jacks. All the time, maybe? Jack queen, maybe? I don't know. I don't think you want to check raise jacks or jack queen very often there. Right, sweet ISO. We get a million callers. The flop comes 10-7-3. I think we have to bet here. I don't think we can check. Like, we have the best hands so often. But I think if we check back, you know, against 4 people, we're just going to 3-bet the ace 4 suited a little bit bigger. Stick him in. Calls. I guess we check back. We lose to 8-9 now. We are going to ice the king 10 suited. Check back the jack. Okay, we're going to try to win a hand here at NL 200. We're going to try to have somebody fold. I think we just check back 9s now. 7's not great. Only goes to a 7. We fold the ace 4 suited. Beats just quads. No big deal. Again, though, like cold calling pocket 8s is not a thing. Like, you can just fold. If he shoves, we probably just have to fold here. Yeah. He's just not bluffing. That's the thing. He's not bluffing, and we don't beat value. So, as frustrating as it can be when you're just kind of running bad, just gotta let those hands go. So, one tabling here, not going great so far. The NL 200 table, 2 big drops, fortunately. Led us to being down 32. Okay, fold queen 4. And we fold jack 4. But even when their hands don't make sense, they just have something, right? So it's kind of just reiterates the fact that nobody bluffs. Everybody's a big giant nit. Nobody balances properly, so it's just going to be one of those things. Okay, fold the 9-5, fold the 9-4, 10-4. But again, this is a really good table. We got an 80 V-pipper, we got a 63 V-pipper, we got a marked fish that's like, it seems a little extra bit whale and calling for flops a ton. Okay, so he's just like sort of a tidy whitey fish whale. Okay. And Gocha Waddick is just a net by the looks of it. 47 hand. Yeah, I think we just gotta readjust that to be nitty. Okay. Alright. Ace 9, we'll just check this back to start. Okay, checks around, we'll just go for a little bit of value now. Pot. Okay, it's a really good river card. I think we're gonna go a bit bigger here now. And we raise the 5s. Nice, we get paid off here. King queen, beautiful. Flop check against Rex is huge because they just stop thinking you have a hand. And the jack 10 suited, we can raise or call. We'll just see a flop here this time. And we'll just check down the 5s, try to get the showdown. Probably supposed to call this usually. Probably let it go maybe though. It's definitely like 50-50 on calling and folding for the ace falls. It wasn't an ace call. Okay, we have to defend here with second pair, of course. One more card, please. And he gets bet again. They're just folding. That's twice into two people, and he's relatively tight. We'll just get out of the way. Eyes are hurting. Oh man, you're not. That. Can't do anything but ISO the ace 4 suited here. Can't do anything but squeeze the ace queen. Can't do anything but raise the sevens. Okay, take that down. Perfect. Absolutely nothing, but we just gotta rip it here. Yeah, cool. Well played. Nice enough call. Just, yeah, good job. Just give him a nice hit. Well played. Okay, we call the sevens. Oh, we spiked an ace. We just got to dodge a 3, a king, or a diamond. Nice. Look at that suck it. For the T. Do it for the T. Alright, so we ISO'd the sevens. We're going to continuation bet here, of course. And we are going to ISO the 10-9 suited, of course. Cool move. So this guy limped. We ISO'd. He cold called out of the small blind. But then they both call a c-bet on the flop. Okay. Here we're just going to check and let them kind of decide what they want to do at this point. This kind of sucks. We're just going to fold. We'll of course call here. It's good turn. And we're going to try to get him a little bit more pot committed by betting there. I still have to rip this. He didn't snap, so he doesn't have like a jack of clubs plus, which is good. And oh, he does have a jack of clubs. Dude, what are you calling for? Oh man. It's just so bad. I guess it's only like 3 bigs on the flop or something, but still. He hasn't got shot or yeah, whatever. I think I'm a little frustrated today so far. Not gonna lie. It is hard though when you like. Hard's probably not the right words. When you're playing against a ton of fish, stuff like that happens 24/7, and it's actually like as good as it is, and obviously that's what you want. It is infuriating. I always find your biggest swings too will be like against fish, you know, because if you're running bad, you're just gonna lose. They're so willing to put all the money in the pot that you know, when you're when you're running bad or you're just like running into 2-outers, there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, the ace deuce we fold. We fold the ace 5. Let's just see where we're at after that hand now. Perfect. Oh yeah, we sucked out on that one hand, so that was a good thing. That saved us a little bit there. So pretty eventful, uneventful stream so far. Not a lot of action, not a lot of tables. We do have the one NL200 table up and running, so that's good. Queen 7, we're just going to fold. No point trying to steal against a relatively aggressive villain. And like a super short stack who's playing 88% of hands. Okay, fold the 4-3. So we got 3 NL50 tables up, we got an NL200 table up, and we have an NL100 table up right now. It's the Bink or Bust 100K poker challenge that we are working towards here. Current bankroll is 3,600. Started with 25. We are on day 19. Again, about 6 of those days, 7 of those days we did not play. We were sick. So the volume has not really been there. So to be up the 1100s actually pretty decent. And I think we're going to bet here and then double barrel turns, especially on the ace. It just makes it way more likely he's chasing like a draw or a worse 6 than it is for him to have an ace. And he never has a good ace either. Okay, we're going to ice it 5-4 suited. Okay, just fold the queen 6 suited. Okay, it's a good flop. It's also, we're pretty vulnerable on this board, so we are going to go big. I'll defend the king 10 against the cutoff open. Do some check raising on this board. We bet small. I think we'll check raise and then we'll double barrel. It goes a little bit bigger. Block Jack 10, block King Jack. Don't block much of the 6x range. If you went a little bit smaller there, you would check raise, but our hand's not super great for check raising. So when he goes a little bit bigger, we'll just let that go. Here. 6-3. Bet call. Team standard. 7 days suited. We'll just be folding. So we lost another fish, unfortunately. Mind you, 403 abuser is not any kind of a special reg or anything, so I don't mind too much playing against him. The ace 10 is not a 3-bet from middle position. Then against the 4x open, we're just going to fold the 4-3 suited as well. Okay, we'll keep an eye on this NL 100 table. With all the NL 50 tables full, I actually expected to. Surprised this table hasn't filled up yet, the heads up table. Okay, raise the 6-5 suited. Ace 10 versus 8-9 offsuit. So I'm assuming we ISO raised here. Okay, just gonna bet here. And we'll go half pot here as well. And we're gonna ISO the king. Okay, take it down, take it down. We're obviously folding to like a squeeze here. There won't be much to think about. Flop Jack 4 suited. Alright, flop second pair 3 ways. It leads into us for half. Definitely calling here. Queen's not great. Let's check though now. Given that I opened under the gun, definitely calling the king suited. Alright, well, we're just getting stacked now. If he has ace king, obviously. Or aces, we lose. Otherwise, he's a reg. King 7 deuce, he's just going to go bet shove. Or at least he should be going bet shove with a pretty massive range here. because he's going to want to be bluffing there a lot. So, do we think he bluffs off super often? Probably not. His hands like King Jack and stuff will check turn. Get like King Jack suited or something, but anything that's like an ace, ace 4, ace 3, ace 5 suited, those types of hands, we're going to check. Continue barreling a lot on this card. Diamond's not super great, but we're going to be calling a river shove. We're going to shove. I don't think he has diamonds. I don't think he has ace king often enough. I think he has like jacks or queens a large portion of the time. If he has like the queens with diamond, I think we get like merge called a lot here. And this looks bluffy. He's going to think I would have bet a king on the turn. So when he has jacks and queens, especially if he has a diamond, I expect to get called a large portion of the time. So a little bit of a mergey shove there. Okay, against this guy, we're just going to be going big. No action. It's fine. Could argue maybe going a little bit smaller, but I don't think so. I think if we're going to get value from somebody like him, it's going to be like a king 10 type hand. And that's what we just want to target against fish. So, you just want to bet big. If he has a 10, he's not folding. That's really what it comes down to. Excuse me. We're going to check call the 7 here. And we'll fold 5-3. Fold check 6. I guess we'll just let this go. There's no point chasing out of position here with the 7. Better off to just move on. Don't want to be doing much hero calling against the fish. Okay, raise queen 10. Alright, check the poker craft. Give you guys a little update here for the day. Looks like we are... Alright, we're into the positives at least. EV's not though. That was just that suck out hand. But I mean, like this is like EV's... I don't know. I get it. It's your all-in EV. Cool. You know. But it, like, I don't know. It doesn't take everything into consideration. Like what did that guy call with? Like a king 3 offsuit. You know, he never called. And then hit the flush draw with the king. So, you know, where do you put that against our hand that was better? Yeah, I try not to lean too much into it, but really what you care about is your EV line. That just means you're getting your money in, you know. We're probably the best hand here, at least a decent portion of the time. So I'm going to be pretty happy just checking down. Nice. Could have been an argument to bet the turn with the ace high for value, because he has a lot of hands he calls that we're ahead of. And then it'll give us more of an option. Okay, we got Broodmother on our left. If I got it 89 leads, we'll just be leaving this table. Broodmother's a mega nit. So, having him on your left is like a pretty good spot actually, because he's just so tight, so shitty and nitty. That you just have to do better. 6-7 gets there. We beat the 5x hands though. Oh, no, we don't. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, the king 5 suited. We can bump up a couple whales in the big blinds. And he left as well, so we're just going to be leaving this table. Queen 9. Alright, our NL 200 table is over with. All the fish have left. Or so we're going to leave too. When you're not rolled for it, you want at least 2 fish at that table to make it worthwhile. Here, let's go half pot at a position. I think is fine. Don't think we need to go too big. Yeah, with Denture calling, I'm going to look for a block bet here and try to get a cheap river. Okay, we hit the king. It's interesting. Guess we... What do we do here? We check, let him bluff, I guess. Call the king. Call when we hit the king. Nice. Yeah, I don't think shoving gets us called. And I don't think if we bet like half pot, half pot probably gets called from him. Just because all the flushes missed. I don't know. Maybe shoving is better because we block the flushes, we hit the king, he's likely to have the queen. I'm just going to check with the nines here. And look to get the showdown. Nice. Guess we could have got some value on the turn there. Alright, we've got fifth wheel here, sitting. Fold jack full. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is the Bink or Bust 100K Bankroll Challenge. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you're watching. It really helps out the channel and promote it. As we kind of grind along here, for those of you just joining, we did just dip out of that NL 200 table. All the fish left, and we're not rolled for it, so we're going to have to dip as well. We got to jump in here. NL 100 table, 3-way, 2 fish, so get in on this. Stacked, so hopefully he sticks around still. Okay. Alright, ace jack clubs leads into us. We're obviously calling. Leads into us and then checks. I guess we check back. Try to get the showdown. We'll just see maybe a 7 or 2. 10-8 suited, nice. Okay, we take that down. We value bet flop. King of clubs on the turn. It's just going to shut us down. There's a lot of clubs in his range. A lot of like jack queens, some king nines, some king jacks. All that stuff's going to call. So now we're just going to shut down. Okay. And he limped in. We are going to check raise here with 10-9. 2 overcards and the backdoors. Pretty quickly called, so we're just going to have to check it up. Just going to have too much of that board when he does check call there. Queen 4 limp pot, we're just going to get out of the way. 10 deuce fold. Raise the queen 6. Okay, we got a gut shot, so we're going to bet this flop. A little more hesitant when he tanks the flop there. But. Okay, check over to him. He bets, we call. We'll just keep checking to him. We keep calling. He checks back, and we value bet the king on the river. 9's not great. There's a lot of 9s when he checks back. Okay, raise the king 10 suited. Okay, bump the king jack off. Fold 6-4, check 10-5. Alright, 3 bets, we'll just let the king jack go. For now. Better hands to defend with. Okay. And we raise the queens. Naturally, there is a king on the board. I think we'll value that here. There's enough in his range. It's still going to call that we're way ahead of. And we're going to have to check back this turn. Leads into us. We're going to definitely call. Or just gets worse. Flushes get there. The ace X's get there. We're losing the king X. Does lead out and then check river. Could have just hit that ace too. Now he's just looking for a cheaper showdown. We just check. Jack 10. Nice. And we're just going to have to hope that Dopey Jules is willing to bluff here at some point. Alright, well, we just got rip river then. Okay, we check this flop. Snap checks back. Check to him again. Raise the ace-9 suited. He goes really small. We're obviously calling that. And we're going to probably call river bets too. Yeah, it's fine. If he has an ace, it's fine. It's what it is. Yeah, good bluffing. It's really good bluffing. It's really good bluffing. Okay, we're going to 3-bet the 10s. Okay, this guy 3-bets again. Sometimes I feel like this guy's just got a... save that hand. Fold the 8-3. 10-8 check. Raise the ace-queen suited. We're going to check back our 10s here. We're going to smash a 10 on the turn. But now I'm going to really just hope he kind of goes for it here. Guess we'll go heads up with the ace-queen suited. Okay. Could argue raising here. I think we'll just call and hope we get a good river card. Could be worse. Could be better. Don't think we can bet now. I mean, if he checks this, we can bet. Now we just have to call. That's, yeah. I don't think we can shove river when it's the spades. Maybe we should, but I don't know. I don't think he calls enough for us to shove river there. Hard to say though. Ooh. Okay, fold piece. Let's see what happens here. King 8, 10, 9, check. Raises and calls. It's a stupid raise. Fold the 5. What happened? Okay, what is going on here? Okay, fold, raises 3x, calls. Check. It leads out. Calls, check, bet. Raises. Calls. That's gonna jam the ace jack. Just he's over 3 bets, he over 4 bets, and just this little too speedy, that's all. Definitely better to be more aggressive than too tight. He's just a little too speedy, I think. With that said, though, it is annoying. Like, it is hard to play against him. Like, he's on my left, he's 3-betting a shit ton. Like, it makes it difficult to play. 4x opening from the button makes it easy to play. You just fold. Then you get a good hand and you stick it in. And we'll fold jack is suited. 7-5. But my biggest advice if you are playing guys like this is just don't. There's tables available. It's not really a ton of value here, so like I'm probably gonna end up leaving this table shortly. There's just no value playing at a 100. Why are you gonna play against a guy who's just gonna mass like 3-bet you and just basically have to play higher variance, you know, where you just have to start 4-betting a bunch and calling later and shoving a whole bunch when you can just like not play that table and accept that the EV is just not as good. When it's multi-weight, it doesn't really matter. It's not every single hand, right? So it'll work out. In the end, maybe it's, I don't know, in the end, it's obviously going to be more plus EV to play if you think you have an edge. I just think there's bigger edges out there. If you don't like the variance, I just don't really think it's necessary to play. I know he watches the channel, though. He could be, for all I know, he's like screen sniping right now. Okay, raise the jack 5 suited. Fold 10-3, fold the ace 4. 6-7 is just a fold. Queen 4 suited. We'll put the little min open here. We'll work with that for a little bit. Her being with the tankage, we are betting here, of course. Sure, he never has jacks, never has aces, never has ace 9 suited, never has pocket 9s. All those hands are 3-betting, so. Okay. Fold 10-5 suited. Fold the ace. 5. Let's see what we got here. I wonder about those pocket 10s hands. I wonder if. Oh, we're up to 100. It's good. It's good start. Jack 7 is a fold. Ace 3's a raise. 7-8 suited's a raise. 10-D's suited will raise. Alright, flop 2 pair. It's a good start. Go 14 here to squeeze. Value bet down here. We're gonna go bigger here. Idling gets it in. We're obviously calling with ace king. King jack, good spot. Run it twice. Nope. Of course. And we perk off here. That's terrible. It's cold. It's a little frustrating, but it's expected. We're kind of actually we're like massively under EV if you like backtrack to the start of the challenge. But defend ace 10. It's my favorite thing when you get 3 out of it though. They go run it once and then they 3 out you and you're just like, okay. Okay, raise the ace 8. 9-5. I think on this board, given that we have the 8, we can probably see that here some portion of the time for sure. Okay, got the gutter, double barrel, much else to do, picking up that much equity. Just takes a few. Okay, fold 10-7. Okay, pocket 10s. It's a pretty dry board actually, so we'll just go small here. It's a little, we'll get with 2 callers, we just kind of drop down. Especially when the ace rolls off, there's gonna be a lot of like ace X of hearts. Oh my goodness. What is this river card? Hopefully we see. Good chance to get a bet here. We're not gonna play him heads up. We'll give him the ego trip here this morning. We're just gonna rip the 10s. Yep. There you go. You can have a little ego check because I'm not gonna play him heads up. Even though I think long term we'll probably win. So just end up spewing off to us. But we'll fold the jack 5. And tourneys, anything going down? Not much. Okay, fold the 9-6. And we'll check this out here. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Back in line. So we like this. King 9 suited, we bump that up. The ace 9 will raise. A little loosey-goosey here, but we got a whale in the big blind, so I think it's fine. This guy's pretty tight. We're gonna definitely go for value here. King 9. So we got a whole bunch of hands that we're ahead of for call. And just small bets against the fish are fine. So now we're gonna bet for value. Beat all the king queens and the queen jacks and stuff now, so I'll just go half pot. I don't think we need to go too big. And we just take it down. We also double barrel that a whole bunch as a bluff. Okay, raise the 6s. Versus a 3-bet. Pocket sixes here is just a fold. If abuser calls, we'd consider calling, but as it sits, it's just a fold. Okay, we bump up to Jack 9. Man, we just had 5 people watching. Now we have 0. Does that even happen? Alright. Ace-5 offsuit, and the cutoff is a fold. Every once in a while we can call a small pocket pair here. Just because there's a big whale. So if we hit our set, you know what I mean? The potential for us to stack him goes up significantly when it's a whale making that play versus like a regular. And that's kind of where the value comes from. Okay. The queen 6 we're going to fold. 10-8 suited we're going to ISO. He did it for us, so we'll let that go. There's not a whole lot going on. Just got some NL50 tables and an NL100 table now. We did have an NL200 up and running earlier, but it lost all the whales on it, so we did leave it. Definitely ISOing him. Matador. Okay, flop top pair. Let's check back here. Okay, now we value bet. 6, 7, 9x, 10x, 5x. All those are going to call now. Club draws, Jack, Queen, King, Jack, King, Queen, all that stuff calls. The ISO here, not the bestest of boards, but again, against like 60%. And we double barrel here, of course. Once we check flop, he's not folding anything. It's a pair. Maybe we just have to check fold here. That's fine. Try up to fold 7. Okay. Nice to get some more tables up and running here soon. We are 700 hands in. We're up 60, so a little bit lower than we'd like to be for sure. We're like that. Always shooting for that 20 bigs per 100. So whenever we're kind of below that, it's not necessarily the best scenario. Here we're going to squeeze, obviously. 9-10 suited, decent enough hand, don't want to call. Lots of this dead money out there, so it actually could go a little bit smaller. Some portion of the time. Alright, pick up a gutter. Mikey boy with a raise call. I think we'll just go half pot here. Diamond would obviously be better. We fold to a shove. Decide on turns if we're going to shove. Go from there. It's into the tank. 10s jacks be a big portion of his range. For whatever reason, but we don't 4-bet those. Ace king. Yeah, he just shoves. Just says ace queen. Probably are like better. Tank's always like either a tank shove to look weak or it's a tank fold with like a mediocre hand that he's decided like right, like once they tank and call, it's never the nuts. Almost never the nuts. Okay, 3-bet him with the 4s, fold to king 9. I still like to play the c-bet. Have to look into. It's a queen. We do a lot of checking on the queens, but I think with the gut shot makes it a little bit better. Diamond would have been better. Might even be better as a check shove, potentially. We have the open ender again here. Okay, take this one down. Another thing to kind of keep in mind with against like recreational players is that when you 3-bet and you get these like lower boards, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's hit their range better, because a lot of them are calling like king queen off, ace jack off, ace 10 off, king 10 off, king jack off, you know, those types of hands that are supposed to fold to the 3-bets. You actually have a stronger range sometimes on lower boards than they do. Just something to kind of contemplate. But, we of course 3-bet the king queen off against the button open in the big blind. You can call maybe some portion of the time, but he shoves it. This guy's pretty fasted. Like, he'll do a lot of random stuff. Okay, fold to king 4. Hey, there, I should sit down with this guy. Try to get my money back after we actually were crushing him heads up, and then we ran his king into aces, and he insta-left after that. Let's just take a flop, of course. And there's nothing there. This is like the issue though, is that most of the time this is what happens. Or you hit your set, and then they just check down. They're obviously not looking to put money in very often. I think we can value bet the 4s here though. Well, not with 2 callers. Now we're done. Somebody has a 10 or like a 6. 10. 8, 9. I guess it's calling for a 7. Okay, fold 7-3. Ace 5 suited will be 3-betting. Did I open limp by accident? Papers I did. I guess I'll just call. I did open limp by accident, right? I did. No bet. Okay. Guess we'll just go bet that. Okay, calls. We'll bet again. King is 5. It's actually a pretty dry board, so we don't need to go very big. Let's go 33. Okay, flop top 2. Good start. We'd be bluffing this 100% for about 50% to 60%, so we'll continue with that play. With 2 callers, I was going to say we're just going to check back here, but now we're just going to like call and try to hit. We do though, which is great. And he let out, so he just checks to us though, unfortunately. He has an ace, he's calling. We're hoping for ace queen and a queen on the river. Nice. King 10, yeah, perfect. Okay, there's no queen on the river. We do have the nuts, so that is something. Now, overbet, shove. I think if he has ace queen, ace jack, there's a good chance he's just gonna shove on his own. Jack, so yeah, so that's good. Overbet, he probably would have pulled it. Ace jack, probably. Ace queen, ace king, he's gonna shove on his own. Ace 5, he shoves. Ace 7, he shoves. Pocket 7s, pocket 5s, all shove, 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 shove. When we just bet normal, and then times where he just has like 10x or pocket jacks or something. Fold the 7 deuce. Pocket aces versus king 10. This guy's almost dead. Dead to a queen or a 10, yeah. Well, it could be, it doesn't matter if it's a queen or a 10. Can't be a queen or 10 club. Fold the 10 for offsuit. Okay. And fold the ace 5. We'll defend the ace 8. Okay, it's good flop for us. We're just gonna lead out here. We're gonna lead out, and then we're just gonna go check call, check call. It's a good hand to protect sort of that lead check turn range with is like the top pairs. So most of the time when we have like a top pair with there. And then go check call. Just to protect our range, and then we'll do the same thing with like sets and straights. We'll just go bet, shove. The times we're just going to be bluffing with a blocker in those spots. Better than you with the 10 deuce and the 10-5 for the wins. Okay, we're going to fold the king 7, fold the jack 9. Checks all the way around again. We're just going to fire 10% here. Can't even go 10%, but we're just going to bet one big blind, and that'll be that. Okay, we chop it up. That's fine too. Let's see here. Jake Gertz. Andrew Fine. Oh, definitely take a seat here. Put the whale on our right. Whoa, what happened to our team? Down. Okay, hold 5-4. The jack 9 off looks full. If he leaves, it's the same guy probably. Just lose that table too. Okay, let's check this table. One more fish. Simple king. Okay, maybe some not really fishy stacks or anything. On the Ontario Mill. Tourney donks though when they bink the stuff. Like they're pretty big fish when it comes to 100 big blind plus poker. Okay, fold 4-3. Alright, we're just gonna see where we're at, and I'm gonna take a quick break. Take care of a couple things. We'll get back to it. Yeah, so we're up 100 almost, 86 on the day. Pretty good considering it's only been 5 tabling. Most of the day, 4 or 5 tabling. We're gonna lead out here again. Calls. Hit. 3-bet the aces. Turn 2 pair. This hand's too strong to not keep barreling with. And we're gonna bet big here. Actually, this is a good spot to go over bet when he has like king queen a lot of the time. And we just block bet when the flush comes in. No action with the aces. 7-3. Nice turn. He did just so calls it a big blind. I like the overbet on the queen high boards. He has some jack queen. He has lots of jack 10, jack 9, queen king, ace queen type hands that are going to defend there with. And it's pretty standard to overbet in certain spots. Maybe not a 3-bet pot though. I don't know. Maybe that's a big mistake. But I think when I overbet, if he has ace queen, he's not going to fold to me. So. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I blew that ace's hand. Not sure. I'll have to think that over. King deuce fold. 4x open from the Matador. We're going to check that. Oh, yeah, so we got to sit out on the next big blind here. Fold 6-5. Hopefully we get a fish that sits down here. Pay the goat's pretty fishy. He's definitely worth the blue tag anyways. The jack 9, I'll defend. Maybe a little loose. Actually, gets to cut off. It's not even cut off to mid position. Yeah, it's probably a little loose. Fold 10-3. He goes small though, and I can't really resist check raising the small raises on the low paired board. So we're gonna go ahead and check raise it. We have a 7. We do this 100% of the time. So he does call. Okay, well now we're done with the hand. Can't even bluff now if we wanted to, because the 7 never continues to bluff. So we're just gonna be done with it. And what happened here? Okay, so okay, we're gonna bet again for value. Just do a little 10%er here. The next times people fold to this is not shocking. So he'll have an ace. He might just give up. He might just not even bother. He doesn't have a king in his hand, and then just, yeah, we'll check here. There you go. It's all yours this time. Let's take it. King 10. It's good. Even out this hand. It's just pretty hard not to bluff in those scenarios when they go that small on the 7-7 ace board. If he doesn't have an ace, and he just almost never has a 7, we're going to just win the hand. But he obviously had an ace there. Check back turn, because what's he going to bet? He's going to get one more street, he probably figures, and it's easier to get it on the river. This table died off instantly. He moved seats. He did move seats. What a little chode. The ace king, we just check. Okay. Guess we'll just sit out here. I don't need to wait at one table. So we are going to sit out and just temporarily. We'll be right back. A little 5-minute break here. Bink or Bust 100K bankroll challenge back underway here. We have 2NL50 tables, 2NL100 tables up and running. I imagine they'll start to fill in with some more tables here sooner than later. We turn third pair, leads into us. We call. I'm going to value bet 5 here once he checks turn, or checks river to us. The 9 obviously bets, the queen obviously bets, so we're just like targeting a 4 or an ace high. And we're just going to get it in with the ace 3 suited. We should be well enough aware, ahead of his. We have like 0.05 or something behind. As ace jack, no big deal. Oops. I think that's fine. All the dead money out there. I think 13 bigs with ace 3 suited. Definitely worth getting it in. We're gonna try to stream a bunch today. Probably have the microphone and camera off at some point for a little bit, but we'll try to keep the games going. But I mean, I don't know. We're down to 4 tables. Doesn't seem to be filling in as fast as I would like. Libra jump. No, Libra's always been up there. Okay, central. Yeah, I don't know. That is my biggest concern with this bankroll challenge is when we do get back up to NL. This guy's opening. Yeah, he's opening a ton. Ace 3 suited is definitely 3 bet. Jack 5 is not a call. It's a misclick. Oh. Alright, it's a really good flop for us. Pretty standard, we just go 33% on it. Check raises. I mean, the check raise is stupid. It's just easy for us to fold now. So we just fold. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, we got we got Mercy sitting us heads up. 2 different tables, so. King's just really good for us, so when he calls there and check raises, he's got like pocket 10s or ace king or like king 10 suited. He's never blocking. So it's just easy for us to fold. I mean, it's good check raise if he has like pocket 7s, that's fine. Okay, on this board, what happened here? We 3-bet. So we're definitely gonna go big here with the double overcards and flush draw. Let's get 3-bets. Call. King 4 suited. Check. Fold here. Raise the ace 10 suited. He barrels into us. We obviously are calling here with the flush draw and the backdoor straight draw. And PR 460. I think we just get it in with ace 10 suited. And against half pot in position, I guess we call. Unfortunately, bricks are just gonna be like check folding here. Yeah, that's fine. Take it. Fold here. Raise the 8-7. Alright, we got a huge free roll here with ace 10 of clubs. If we can hit. Excuse me. Fold 6-5. The queen 10 we just defend. Bricked it. Okay, we 3-bet the jacks. Ace 7's worth just a call. Check back flop. I think we'll go bet here. And here I'm gonna go half pot and then half pot turn and then probably shove the river. Calls. Yeah, we're just gonna rip it in with jacks. That's fine. If we run into queens or aces, it's kind of whatever. Yeah, this guy sucks. I'm gonna give it to him too. Oh, I thought I'd give that. Again, these suck. Hold here. Well, there goes our session. We're gonna run jacks into 9s against the giantess Nick Fox out there. Not a whole lot you can do about it, other than get a little bit tilted. This guy's hilarious. That's like better than you guy. I've never seen somebody like he's like it's not bad at poker, but like for his ego, like his ego makes him like so bad at poker. Oh, it's funny. All right, we call the threes here some portion of the time. We do pick up an ISO here. Checks to us. Queen's better for us than it is for him. I expect to see him check. And we're going to check again to him. All here. We do make the straight. Give him oh, that's too funny. I think I'm going to call here, even with the 4 flush coming out. I think he would have bet a flush card by now. If he had one, could buy that here. The ace-3 suited. We can 3-bet, we can call. We'll just call this time. Okay, Jack-7 suited, we'll bump up. Okay, checks back, we hit the 3. We probably just have the best hand here. You know, pretty significant portion of the time. And raises now. Check back and raise turn. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We were going great, but I still like getting it in there with jacks. Oh, and then he just instantly gets stacked by somebody. What even happened there? Okay, raise the ace-king. Check here. Check back and then raises doesn't make a lot of sense. We're gonna call. Could have a 7, like 6-7 here some portion of the time. The raise is weird, that's all. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the check back and then raise doesn't make any sense, I guess is what I'm getting at. It's tempting to fold though, because like I say, like people just don't bluff enough. But it's really weird one. So what happened here? I just gave that guy. It was at a different table. I guess that was a different table. I don't think it was a different table. That's the yeah, there it is. Pocket jacks. And then who he give all his money away to pay to the goat? Yeah, see. We got to see that bigger here, the 9 deuce fold. Check, bet, call, just like bets it all and calls it off. It is annoying though when you kind of lose to those guys and then they just terribly spew it off to somebody else 2 seconds later. Anyways, ace-9 raise, queen jack raise. We're gonna check back here and then bet turn river. He bets for us, so call, fold the 8-3. And against this, we just rip the ace-king. Snap folds. Oh, that's harsh. Oh, that sucks, man. That's too bad. Yes. Let's just get one of these. I love to poke this guy. The queen 10 will fold. Fold these deuce. Definitely call the queen jack here. Alright, so he raises, he calls. Leads into us on the flop. Leads into us on the turn, we call. Raise here, fold here. Raise the jack to nothing. And we're just gonna rip the ace king here. And I think I fold the queen jack, I guess. Ace 8's the raise. So yeah, should be in good shape. Nobody has kings or aces here, I would suspect. We'll let the ace 8 go this time. And we'll check the jack. Fold 7 deuce. And I'm gonna just go for it. The flop checks. Oh, this can chop it up. That's fine. That's a lot of chop up. It's a good chop. 13 bigs here, 3 bigs here, 3 bigs here, chopped up. So it's 7 or 8 big win. Happy with that, of course. The 10-6 you just fold. And this table's kind of gone to trash, so it probably won't be sitting it too much longer. The ace-7, we bump it up, raise the deuces. We'll check the aces here, and we raise the sixes here. I'm going to value bet now that it checks around. Yeah, we'll just do a little peek here for the boys. Yeah, we're back up. Positives. Raise here, fold, fold. I think if you 3-bet, because if you 3-bets me, you're going to jam it. The ace, we're just going to check back. Falls on the turn. It's full pot when check 2 on the river. Checks back flop. Calls turn, full pots river. We're going to value bet here. We folded, look at that. Guess I call. Yeah, it's gonna say he's gotta have a 10 there. It's 10-5 offsuit though. But the 10 makes sense. Probably just fold that. River bet's too strong. Okay, and the 8-4 suited is just a fold. Tighten up a little bit just because he is spewing 3-bets. I think next time we 3-bet with like kings or aces, I'll probably just call and then hope, and then just like check call, check call, check call, like close my eyes and call down, and expect to stack them quite a bit. E9 suited, we'll 3-bet. Threes, I don't expect this guy to squeeze yet. Also, fine calling threes here to set mine against 2 players. The ace-10, I think that's a fold. It's close. Ace-jack's definitely a 3-bet. Ace-10's a 3-bet against the button. I think cutoff, it's just a fold though. King-10 suited, we will ISO that out. Alright, ace-king. So we're going to raise, and or ISO. And we're going to jam it if he 3-bets us this time. He must have sensed it. And on this board, we go bigger, a little bit bigger. And we're just going to go check call now. Right. And I thought about overbetting there. I think we'll just call. I think we'll go for 3/4 again. And we will value bet here on this river. Call here. Okay. And 3 deuce we fold. And 10-8 offsuit we bump up. And we obviously are going to 3-bet ace queen. 8-3 suited is just a fold. The 10-8, we'll go half pot here. And on the 3-3-6, I check call. Alright, now we just check back here with the 8. Fold to like a full pot bet. And checks, we're just going to make a small value bet. Okay. Flop checks around, we're going to bet out here. And we're going to ISO the jacks pretty large. Okay. Now, flop checks around, turn he calls. We obviously call the jacks here. This guy does like to call. If we have to bet though now. And we'll defend the king-8 suited. He does snap it off. I got like ace-7, ace. Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise. It's always strange to me when you get the guys who won't 4-bet. Please don't have a queen. And like they won't 4-bet the ace-9. Yeah, we'll just check down here. Break it all off. But then they like refuse to fold it, so I'm not really sure. Not sure what to think about that. This guy is like, he's just like spazzy and spewy, right? He just stacks off a lot. So maybe trying to fold him off ace king there is exactly what we're trying to do. It's kind of the issue. So maybe just ripping it should have been the play. Yeah, back down. Yes. We have 7s. 8-7 grades. Yeah, maybe we just rip river there. Right. Classic flip. Decent-ish start. No hearts in his hand, so that's good. We're fading over cards. Face cards. Queen's okay, and the jack is okay. Right? So ace, king, 10. Jack's fine, queen's fine. No ace, no king, no 10. Okay. And there it is. Okay, fold 10-9. We ISO raised there. That's all fine and dandy. Lilash, ace 10. We're just going to stick this in against 15 bigs or whatever it is they have. We're going to check the ace queen. Sure, let's run it twice. Oh, ace 8. Yes. Oh, perfect. As perfect as you can get. Oh, look at that turn. Look at that turn. We obviously call. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Good lord. Yeah, well, we chop it up at least, I guess. I don't expect to win a whole bunch, but I think when we check flop, we can't do anything to call that. Oh, he just turns a set. Right, here we go. Here we go. Good fucking lord. Guess that's why you bet the flop, folks, against the fish with any two cards. So you don't tilt off. Should have just folded river. It's just crazy how like blatantly obvious it is and how hard it is to actually force yourself to fold every single hand that's not at least 2 pair plus, because they're just nitty. Alright, king 7 suited. Let's just get it. Try to decrease the tilt. What do you fucking call there? Like, good lord, I'm tilted. Yeah, limp call, fives, whatever. Still though. Open-ended here, limp pot, we bet. King 5 suited, we're just gonna let that go against the limp razor here. And we're gonna overbet here when we make the straight. Try to get some value out of them. Okay, and the queen 4 suited here, we'll just check back. And we're gonna ISO here with the aces. The 7s will just fold. Okay, we got full pot, I'm just gonna let that go. I just check here 3 ways. Fold, check 8. So we've just been folding every hand here on this table by the looks of it. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, we raise the ace 9. And we fold here. So I think I'm surprised this table hasn't filled up yet. This is a Saturday. Queen 9 is definitely an open. The jack 10 to fold. We're gonna check fold there. Fold 6-4. Fold the 10-7. And we raise the ace 8. 8-6 suited, we'll just fold it. Fold the queen 3. Fold the 10-4. Fold the 10-5. I guess we're just gonna keep ISO betting in these spots. And we're gonna have to double barrel on the queen. Don't like that double barrel. Just fold. Oh, perfect. 2 overcards. Alright. And we squeeze the ace king. Fold calls pretty quickly. Unfortunately, we just have to check here. This is not a boil or board that we can bet. And we just gotta check fold. Ace 4. Okay, fold 4-3. It kind of sucks. This guy's gonna stack them, fortunately. He's like no way to win a queen or a 4. Yeah, I was gonna say this is like boat. Chops with a boat. That's about it. Okay, fold the 8-3. Alright, let's just look at the damage here. Played pretty bad the last few hands. Got bomb went on. Okay, queen jack suited, raise, fold here. 3-bet the 8-6. Again, this guy calls. It's not a board we can see bet. We just gotta check it. Okay, raise to king 10. Check, fold the a6. Fold the 7-5. Raise king 4. Raise king 10. e7 suited, we bump up. Queen jack, we call. And I think we're gonna check call here as well. 9s. Yeah. Okay, fold the ace deuce. We fold to this guy. The queen 4 bottom pair. We're just gonna bet here, and we're gonna raise the 3s. 3 bets. We're gonna call the 3s here. That's like a parallel flop for us. 6 is good for him. We're just gonna have to check it down here. Fortunately, we will call the ace. This is a board he can bet small. We just have to fold on it, fortunately. And down here, I'm just going to call the ace because I'm not folding to such a small c bet. Okay, we raise the jacks. Do 3 bets. We're going to 4-bet call. If we run into kings or aces, that's fine. Okay, fold king 6. Raise the ace 10 suited, fold the ace king. Gonna fold now. Ace ace. Imagine that goes ace and he has like kings and then he has jacks. Yeah. Think about it. Okay, fold the 10-8. The queen 4 is just a fold. Okay, 3-bet the ace 9. Alright, flop bottom pair here, bottom set. Just check to him. We of course, we're gonna get this in. We're gonna go for a check call here. We just one time get a good run out. We'll run it twice with the ace queen. That's a little bit of a better run out. Obviously, we call if he shoves. And if we lose the kings or queens, it is so be it. I feel like he's going to shove though, to be honest. I really do. I think if he puts me on a set of... I don't have kings or queens. He knows that. 2s, he's probably going to think I'm going to check raise flop. Oh, he folds. Come on, bro. Don't be such a nit. Maybe check raising would have been the better play there. I think he'll go bet if he had a decent king there. So, oh, did we lose that as well? Perfect. Oh, 10 on the god. Well, we didn't have it anyways. And he only ran it once. What a guy. All right, we 3-bet, he calls. We're gonna bet here. Pot, take it down. Good. Finally. Raise the queen 8, raise the 6 4, 10 deuce 4. Yeah, he only ran it once, eh? What a guy. Okay, 6-3. Just have to fold that. Yeah, king 4. Never seen this guy before. Right? Alright, we check the 7-4 off. And we raise the 6s. Yeah, well, we're just around half a buy-in down. Not too much of a big deal. This guy is getting a little annoying with his 3-bets. Pocket 6s though, out of position, they're just a fold. Okay, fold 10-3. It looks like we're just trading chips for the most part with him. Please don't go. That was the unfortunate one where our Jack's got beat by his set of 9s. Okay. We'll go bet big here. Blocks some of his draws. King's really good for our range. He didn't 3-bet free, so it's not a whole ton he's going to have that often. We get check raised here. We got to call at least one with king 10. Now we're just not folding. Now we beat king 8, we beat 6-8, we beat king 6, so call down. Yeah, we have to call here. There's just not enough 9s in his range. We're gonna set a set. Okay. Yeah, you top 2? No good. They just both have a set. Like that. We 3-bet the ace jack. Calls. Pretty good flop. We're just gonna be looking to check call here. And we're gonna block that river and then fold to a shove, unfortunately. Just because this guy has a lot of suited cards in his hand. When you're playing that much, you just have a lot of them. 10s, nice. Alright. It does get a little frustrating. Oops, misclick there with king deuce, but that's fine. It gets a little frustrating when you are bricking constantly. Fold 6-3. Fold the ace 6. Fold the 3 suited. This guy just plays too many hands. The rate's too high. Like, you're not going to turn. I can't see him being profitable playing that many hands. Just way too many. Even here too. Like, can't play like that. And expect to win. I don't think very often. It's like super fishy stats. I know this table's been short for a while, so I'm not sure how skewed it is exactly. Aces. Calls. Of course the board's paired queens. Now we're going to call down, and we're going to lose to a queen. It's my favorite thing. Thank you. Good. Sometimes when you talk about it out loud, it just doesn't happen. But obviously you can't do anything to call down here. Against somebody who's playing that many hands, you just basically close your eyes and call down. You know, not a whole lot else to do there. Here, at a position, I think betting's fine. I think checking's fine too, actually. Okay, fold 10 deuce. Okay, flicks it back, which is interesting. We're obviously, I think we just call here. I don't think we need to raise. Get a 5, 4, 3-hitted hand. Great, hit a flop or set. We're gonna check to him. Jack 5, we just fold. Goes 18. We just have enough equity to call. And now we just check fold to the giant nit box, who just happens to have some random hand. We're not just raising there. Just min click it, just gonna raise. Alright, we're gonna go big here. Let's overbet pot big. Let's do that here. See what happens when you mini click it. You're just gonna get blasted on. Balls. We're obviously ripping it now. Could just have some just fold. And we'll defend the ace-9. Okay, call. Oh. Good lord. We're gonna call again here. Doesn't have to have hearts. We have 2 pair. We still have equity and outs if he does. Obviously, when he goes full pot, we're gonna fold. 10-4 fold. And we raise the small blind. And we will rip it. He just calls this time. We're gonna check. He bets, or he checks back, so we'll just bet that and win. Okay, make 2 pair on the river. We'll go for a little overbet for extra value. Looks a little bluffy sometimes as well. Let's check the poker graph 13. So, opponent-wise, we are trading money with most of the regulars. Venture, we're up. EV graph, almost back to 0. Oh, we're so close right here, and we got Kabamo. But we're getting there. Let's turn it up here. Played 1,000 hands, pretty well breaking even. Fold the 8-4. The ace-4 will raise, jack-4 will fold. See if there's any other tables. Still no tables up and running. It is the negative with playing the morning session. You sit, you can play like 3 hours and you barely play 1,000 hands. It's crazy. Okay, check the jack deuce, fold the 9 deuce, check here, fold here. Fold the queen 9, fold the 10-9. Three bets for the first time in forever. We are calling ace queen. We're just going to check folding here. King 7 suited. It's a flop, even multi-way. I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm just going to fold. Even against the small bet, we're just going to let that go. Raise the 8-9 suited. So shovel spades checks. I think we can pretty much remove him from having like an 8 better. So we can value bet the 7. 10's not great. Some hands improve. And the ace is terrible, so we're just going to fold here now. I'll take a flop in 10. Against this guy, we're just going to let it go. And a 3.5x open. Okay, it's a bit of an interesting card. Ace is really going to hit a lot of his check back range, so I think we probably just have to like give up here and check down. There's nothing for us. Brick off here as well. Yeah, just very card dead right now. The 10-8 off will bump up. The king 10 will ISO. This guy's like 3x opening everything, it seems like. Defend the queen 8. We're gonna brick it, of course. Oh, Matador's back over here. I guess we're not. I guess we're kind of just flipping back and forth, which is fine. Big 3/4 pot c-bet. I just fold it. 10-8 off will open. Fold the jack 4. Use another 3-bet. The unfortunate, that should have been a c-bet here. Scenario here is that we're like raise folding constantly. But we're just like hard dead. I haven't had a hand that I can call a 3-bet with yet. So Maybe we should just knit up a little bit more. Just like, I mean, it's just like terribly played hands. Just not playing well right now. Let's buckle that down. The ace-5 we fold. It's gonna open limps again. We're gonna raise it. Fold the 10-7. Okay, we're gonna c-bet here. Raise the queen 5. Good lord. Okay, we're gonna have to bet again here. We're gonna value bet 5. Snap calls. We check it down. Okay, that's 2 pair, but the 6 is there, so guess we check. Jack. So. The men click it back for the freeze out. Can't fold the 5-3. And we'll raise the 4 deuce suited. King queen off just a fold. There's an under the gun open. Okay, double checks to us. We're just gonna bet the deuce. Any diamond in his hand's gonna call. There's definitely some value that we can still have there. Okay, fold the queen 3. Bump up the 10-6. So against better than you, we're just gonna have to make some adjustments pre-flop. Nothing too crazy though. Okay, the king queen suited. I think we'll 4-bet this one. He shoves. We'll just let it go. He does call. Okay, we're gonna go for a small c-bet. Pretty good board. Again, if we run into aces or ace king, we'll probably just be shutting down. But he calls pretty wide there on the flop, of course. I just wonder if I go check here, if that's better. Or shove. Looks a little bluffy, I think. I think Jack Queen got there. Maybe he slow rolls Jack Queen. I don't know. I imagine we're the best hand unless he's slow rolling. Could have queens. Could have queen, king, jack suited. Could just have like a draw. Also could have pocket nines, pocket tens, jack queen. I'm not sure what he's timing with. Okay, fold the 8-4 suited, but I think I like the shove. Against me, I think it looks pretty bluffy. I can't see him tank calling ace king here. Ace king would have called that now. I would imagine. Jacks and queens, like I actually think he's slow rolling here. Jack queen, like spades or something crazy. He folds. Yeah, I wonder what he had. King jack maybe. King jack, pocket queens, pocket jacks, stuff like that. Maybe just like a draw. We got the jack 10 suited. Put down. These are 3-bet stats right now here. 17%, 42. Okay. This is a pretty good flop for us. We're just going to go big here. Multi-way. You could argue going small because it is multi-way, but I think that's fine. Now, I think here we just check and let him decide what he wants to do. I don't think we need a block bet. We just check. Just half pot. She's got an ace. So we're obviously just like basically looking for an 8, a 9, or a spade. Or a 6. We actually have a shit ton of 8, a 9, a spade, or a 6. 8, 9. We're just going to 8 or a 9. We just check all river. Just get there one time, though. Driving me nuts. Does make it less likely he has an ace now, but we're still just holding to him. Small nit box. So frustrating, just breaking constantly. Driving me nuts. Alright, hold 7-4. Like, what even happens here? We raise, he calls, he calls, he calls. We bet flop, he calls, and then we just give up. I think that's fine though, like there's just too many aces in his range. And then when he starts betting and betting, like you're just, yeah, I don't know. Just a little bit tilted right now, folks. At least we're back to even. Aces with the 3-bet. Hold 4-bet for the win. Oh, not today. Okay. This board, a little bit wetter, so we're just going to go bigger. And we block that. Nice. We just get the jacks in here, of course. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Get one of those. Just like open rips, like 50, 60 bigs with aces. Runs into jacks to get paid off. Well played, sir. So he calls it as a big blind, doesn't have 10s. We have pocket raise hands, pocket 4s. Those are all gonna just check raise turn here. Jack ball in the river. Let's go. Okay, we take that down. Okay, fold 10-7. Jack ball. GG's. Oh man. And what's this here? So, stream's been up for almost 3 hours. That's pretty good. Bit of a longer stream today, which is always nice. The 6-3 we're gonna fold, the 8-3 we fold, the 8-6 we fold. Okay, 10-9 suited will bump up. Yeah, let's just double check that here, right? Like, what? He just opened. He actually just opened ripped it with aces. That is hilarious. You know, unlikely that is for him to open rip 50 bigs of aces and just run into jacks. This to 9. So, alright, we're obviously raising the ace king offsuit here, 3-bet. And we're gonna value bet the 9s, check this twice. 6s would have bet by now. Don't care about really anything else. 7-8 probably bets as well. Shovel spades just calls. Like, it's only 4-betting like aces and kings, it seems like. There's no way he has aces and kings here with this many like fish behind. It just doesn't make any sense for him to call those. But we raised aces on the guys and not to raise considered. Let's just look and check my strong hands. 4-bet should. We're just gonna fold 7 here. Alright. So this board, we'll go small in the turn. Pocket jack, so we lose to ace jack and pocket jacks. That's about it. Reading ace queen, ace 10. That's like the best like outcome realistically. If we go bet shove, we just lose to jacks and ace jack. Probably, you know, a lot. But generally what would happen if you had an ace queen type hand, ace 10 would be calls flop, calls pretty much anything on the turn, and then just like pull full to the river shove. We'll let the king jack go. 1%. For some reason I thought he was spirited than that. Just have to fold the ace 8, sorry, the 8-3 there. Yeah, look at that. Up and straight back down. Okay, EV's going up, so that's good. Opponents. Oh, look, better than you. Oh no. You don't mean anything. $30 over 20 gajillion hands. Who cares? Okay, the ace jack, we bump up. Okay. And we'll lead out here with the open ender and the limp pot. And we're going to open the king jack off. And we're just going to continue barreling here. Okay, so here, check here, and we'll raise these queens suited. Okay. Fold jack 6, that will fold that here.